Congratulations on the win. It should be special 2-2 in Nepal against Nepal.
Yeah, definitely special. I think if I go back a year from, sorry, yeah, definitely a special win. Obviously, if I go back a year from where we were today, we had 4-4 losses in Nepal, and to have picked up the 4 points and get 2-2 against the home nation is definitely something that this group needs to be very proud of and savour. Yeah, I'd say that obviously not the perfect game of cricket, but we are renowned for pulling through in tougher conditions, and when it's tougher, we tend to respond quite well, and I thought we did that today as well.
Putting Nepal 168 all out even after winning the toss, how did you feel? Did you think that was score enough, you would chase?
Yeah, I thought today's toss was probably a bit more of an even toss because the wicket continued turning, and yeah, obviously we're not the home nation, so we didn't have the exact information, but it still looks like probably a bowl first wicket with the early start. But with it continuing to turn, I think it was an even game, and that makes it even more proud for us as a Namibian team that we've beaten Nepal in more or less similar and even conditions and playing conditions.
After the run out early on, it looked like you were focusing on boundaries rather than sneaking out runs from 30 yard inside the 30 yard. So what was the plan early on chasing the total?
While batting?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought JJ Smith batted superbly again, so he uses his way of combating these conditions and bowlers. He's a calm man, and yet he's got great meeting power and ability, so he uses those two things together to score his runs. I'm a different player. I use my skills to score runs, and today I thought I have to get onto the attack, and I have to maybe sort of take a little bit of pressure off the batters on the other end. So I tried to do that throughout my innings. Whoever came in for a partnership with me, I tried to take the focus off him, and that way just to get a partnership going. So yeah, calculated risks here and there, but in saying that, I still while being a little bit more expressive on the ground, and trying to maybe get in a few of the fielders and get in a few of the bowlers into my space, I thought I relied on my defence quite well for good periods of time, and that as a package allowed me to score runs. But yeah, that's the name of the game. Cricket is different. Every player is very different. They use different ways of scoring runs. So my message always to the players would be to use their own way to score runs.
You said you were expressive, and we saw that with the dismissals as well. You're a bit unhappy about a few dismissals. What was in the middle that caused that dissatisfaction? Sorry, with umpires.
No, I thought it was some tight calls that probably didn't go our way today, but that's also the name of the game. The umpires unfortunately have to make a very tough call in the moment on the field. So they don't have any DRS, they don't have any protection, they don't have any of these things. So I'll never be overly criticizing an umpire if I don't feel if anything's blatant or any of that sort. So I felt maybe a couple of decisions probably didn't go our way today, and then as a captain you have to at least step in and open that conversation with an umpire. That's all I tried to do, was to get some answers, and credit to the umpires who were open for the conversation.
Netherlands up next. You have a huge chance to get it 3 out of 4. So how do you see that match?
Yeah, same as today. We need to play good cricket against good teams to get the points. I thought today again, we probably were a bit off the mark at the start of our bowling innings. As a bunch of fielders, as 11, we probably didn't connect well enough in the first 10 overs or first hour of play, and the Nepalis punished us for that. So I personally felt that probably had 30 or 40 runs too many on that wicket, and in knowing that while batting, I thought that run scoring would probably continue to be tough throughout, so you'd actually have to take the game on a little bit, and I tried to do that while batting, and JJ just complemented the chase a little bit, with his calmness and his demeanour, and a few lusty blows.
Obviously, you're regarded really highly in the associated world, and you're finding gaps none of the other batters were finding. Now you've added a bowling element to your game as well. Where do you see yourself as a player at this stage in your career? I mean, you've added responsibilities to yourself.
Yeah, I try as a cricketer to continuously improve myself. I've done that since I've I was a youngster. I've played quite a long time with Namibia, so that is one of the things that is in my favour, is sort of a 10 or 11 year experience in the international world. So as a bowler, I've tried to improve all the time. As a fielder, I'm always there and thereabout, and trying to put myself, my body on the line for the bowler. And if it comes to captaincy, then I need to contribute as a captain, whether that's at the hotel or whether that's on the field or tactically. I try to make myself as round as possible, I guess, as a captain, and as an all-rounder you need to try and do that and be four-dimensional sort of person in the changing room, and I guess it's nice to have, for myself it's nice to have 4 dimensions to be able to contribute in, because on any given day when luck doesn't go your way in one of the dimensions, then you still have 3 other pins to rely on and really contribute to the team. So yeah, that's been my philosophy for my whole career, is to just better myself in all of those facets. And world cricket continues to give everyone opportunities if you continue to perform at the level you're at. And as an associate cricketer, you don't only want to see yourself as you don't want to scope yourself in only associate cricket. You want to, as anyone else, make it further and better and be better. And someone like Sikander Rosa is not necessarily from the associate world, but from a middling Zimbabwe career. After speaking to him about it, he's someone that has exploded onto the scene and really taken that mindset away from being labelled as just an associate cricketer, but to being an international cricketer. And as I said, there's many opportunities out there in the world these days for the associates to partake in the T20 World Cup, of which Nepal is going to be one of the teams, being one of those opportunities. And I'm sure lots of doors will open for Nepali individuals if they do well on the big stage.
That's one last. Obviously, back home the pitches, they are known to help the fast bowlers as well. But coming here, the spinners are really effective. How did that dimension of the Namibian cricket become so effective, do you think, as a captain?
I think over the years we've played in associate cricket all over the world on slower conditions. Hardly ever do the pitches have lots of pace and bounce in them. So even if you go and play in areas where there's maybe a bit more seam movement, it's still a slow type of game. So I think how we've developed into a team that not only bats well against it and bowls well against it is more a matter of necessity. We've had to learn how to sweep, we've had to learn how to use our wrists to play the ball, get into different positions, and on the bowling front we've had to develop spinners over the years. So I guess my answer is more of necessity rather than just like the local guys being able to bowl spin in Namibia, or any form of like like intentionality in coaching or anything like that. It's more a matter of associate cricket being slower conditions.
Sorry, I feel like so first of all, congratulations. I think just my question today, the wicket played a bit differently, I guess, and just the way that it got so tough for you guys in the afternoon. Is that maybe put a doubt in your mind if you win the toss next time as to what you're going to do? Do you think it's someone decided that first year?
Yeah, as I said earlier, I think the side wickets, I've been reliably informed only after the game by Rohit that the side wickets, obviously they turn a little bit more, in the middle ones per while. I mean, it could be different again the next day you pitch up. There could be a different roll on the pitch, and it could be shiny, it could be sunny or not. A bit of rain coming the next couple of days. So on any given day when you pitch up at the ground, you have to sort of take all those variables into consideration and put it together and play the best game you can. Whether you win or lose the toss is probably not in your control. So today's game, we just believe that statistically it's been a chasing ground, and even though it looks a little bit slower, it was still the right thing to do. Whether it puts a doubt in us for the next couple of games, I can't really say. We'll have to pitch up in the morning and see what's overhead and what's underneath, what the pitch is like, and then just make a good decision. I think the reason today's game is so special for us is I believe that the conditions were equal, and playing a Nepal side in Nepal on equal conditions with the pitch turning right the way through is a very special win.
Like you got there in the end, it maybe wasn't the most convincing win, but like how important is it as a team to be able to, I guess, kind of answer that, but to be able to win out
we saw in the last 3-year cycle that the teams who played really well away and neutrally. They were the teams that ended in the top half, obviously for no other reason than pure wins, but that's the name of the game. When you play international cricket, you play home and away. In Australia, they play some in Australia, play some in India, and the conditions are lopsided. And as an international cricketer, you have to have not only the skill but also the willingness and the mentality to come to those countries and adapt your game and play well.
आज तपाईहरुको सपना साच्चै पूरा भयो
हो छोरी अब हाम्रो सपना पूरा भयो
उच्च सोचको निर्माण सगरमाथा सिमेन्ट जुनी जुनीलाई